Okay, yeah, we straight. Okay, yeah, we straight.
I ain't heard notification yet.
Let's share it real quick. All right, Con, we can get it started, brothers. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua, Rakashim, the fourth Wadak.
and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe on the gospel. There's a couple of brothers. Hey, I think I hear a little echo in the background. Con, let me see. Okay, Con. But yeah, a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp, and again, the Lord bless us to do another Thursday night lesson. Which the new moon, coming in tonight. But nevertheless, we want to again speak on prophecy, speak on the news, because this is what we set up to do, to warn our people. Especially the house of David, which we hope to be a part of. To inform our people what's going on in these times, what to look forward to. And as you see from the title, it says the return of cannibalism, civil unrest, and other topics. Because we got a couple articles right here that will show, again, what the scriptures say is many accounts of cannibalism becoming alive and well once again, man. And we seeing it so much so it's in mainstream news, mainstream media. Let me share my screen and brothers chime in. Whenever can a brother get that Tobit 4 and 13? Baba Kasha. But let me share my screen so brothers see what we're talking about. Again, now look, this from Natural News, and we'll get into them, Lord willing, but this from Natural News. And again, mainstream media is saying the same thing the prophet's been saying. It says New York Times says the time is now to eat people. Straight to the point, to eat people, man. And this came out July 27. What that is? That's yesterday, 2022, Wednesday, July 27, 2022. This new news. Again, the vision is speaking. So much so we can read an article about it. It's being brought to life. But it says New York Times says the time is now to eat people. And Lord willing, we get into it. But and we might not get into all of them. We'll, get into what the Lord allowed. But again, this from United Nations. And this from a month ago. They said the same thing. Security General warns of unprecedented global hunger crisis, with 276 million facing food insecurity. In other words, you don't know where your next meal coming from. It says calling for export recovery and debt relief. There's another one. The crops and the herds is at risk. Because why? The Lord turned up the heat on this place, literally. From these different conditions that's being put out, water drying up, just being dried up. So, food growing. You got this one, which ultimately a lack of food gonna lead to what? Civil unrest. This it says, and I'm just kind of reading through the articles just to kind of get a a run around overview on what we kind of want to go into through the spirit. But it says Russia is disrupting food prices worldwide, and it could cause civil unrest. It's happened before, because nothing new under the sun. 2023 will be a world from hell, man. And again, this will just go boiled down to nearly 1 in 3 Americans say it may soon be necessary to take up arms against the government. And I mind you, all this is new news. But if a brother got that Tobit, Baba Kasha, can y'all brothers, whatever, got two out, whatever.
Right, yeah, I got you, brother. This is Tobit chapter 4 and verse 13. It says, "Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people, and not taking a wife of them, For in pride is destruction and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay and
That's
great want.
it says now, it says, for in pride is destruction. We know the scriptures say pride goes before destruction, right? And look, man, that's cool because those who just celebrated Pride Month, their new disease is plaguing them. The monkey pox, you know, that's a disease that's plaguing them. And it says, in much trouble, and then lewdness is decay. And when you go into that word lewdness, I gotta pull it up real quick. It says behavior that is sexual in an obvious and offensive way. Just like in the times a lot, that was offensive, you know, forcing their way on people. And the same thing today with these rainbow flag supporters forcing their way on people. So lewdness, right, go lead to what? It says is decay and great want, for lewdness is the mother of famine. You see? So out of order society is going to lead to these people being starved out and much more trouble that's coming to this world. You see? And it's spiritual that the Lord, again, he got the next demic happening to them first and foremost. And who knows how Esau go spin a story just like he spent the CV, you know, story. But again, this is what is being brought to for in destruction, for in pride is destruction and much trouble. And then lewdness is decay. And that's why we see the society falling. It says, and great want. Lewdness is the mother of famine, man. And again, we got things to go into it to prove that we're in those times. But y'all brothers got it.
Right, yeah, I appreciate it, brother. This is Ezekiel chapter 3 and 17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. And this is what the prophets are set up to do, man. Is to give a warning of what Yahweh has coming down the pipe, man. The judgments, okay? The wrath. And we're out there on the highways and the byways. You know, we're here in these classes, on these lessons, you know, giving you all the counsel of Yahweh so that you can be first, you know, warned, aware, and also that you can repent, man, and straighten up in your walk. Because when this thing go left, all right, and really get bad, to where there's no live shows, there's no going out on the highways and byways, there's no going home no more, it's gonna be real. And you're gonna need the protection of Yahweh in that time, man. So it's a must that you listen to the prophets, man. Listen to the warnings. Look at the signs. Okay, brother got, you know what I'm saying, hella articles being prepared, man. You can turn a blind eye all you want to, but hey, your blood is in your own head, as it tells you down here in this chapter, man. But the warning is being given out. All right, go ahead, Doc.
Come on, Lamar, you got something out?
I got a precept.
Come on, you got it.
This is Jeremiah 28. I'm gonna start at verse 7. My point in verse 8. It reads, "Nevertheless, hear now these words that I speak in thy ears, and in the ears of all the people." And this is to you Israelites, the so-called blacks, like Native Americans. He said, "The prophets that have been before me." You hear me? Is it echoing?
Loud, go ahead.
Okay, Jeremiah 28 and verse 8. He said, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophecy, both against many countries, against great kingdoms, and of war, and of evil, and of pestilence." And as the brother Zaynala was saying, the prophets is set up just like it was set up, the old prophet back in the days of old, to give warning to the Israelites, you know, you so-called Latino Native America, about the time that we in. And we definitely heading into some evil times, like I say, war, evil, and pestilence. We are in them times now, man. We need to, you know, return back to the ways of Yahweh by Shimmy Hawashah, man. That's the point.
Yeah, man, because there would be no excuses, okay? And we know Jake be ready to find an excuse for not hearing the word, man. But hey, Moses told this to our forefathers, all right, a while ago, man. He said, this is I'll get this. This is Deuteronomy. It says Deuteronomy chapter 30 in verse 11. It says, "For this commandment which I command thee this day, it is not hidden from thee, neither is it far off." Right? It's not hidden, man. Brothers doing hella videos. Okay, the apostles, the elders, on down, man, doing hella videos. This word isn't hidden from you. Now, granted, spiritually, it is hidden from certain Israelites, but certain men and women, they hear the word, but then else, they still turn a blind eye to it, man. It says, "It is not in heaven that thou shalt say, who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it unto us that we may hear it and do it." Right? You can't say, well, the word hasn't been revealed. Okay, the Holy Spirit hasn't come down and revealed these scriptures to us. Okay, the book of Revelations, Daniel, all these things, man. All the prophets, all the breakdown. You can't say that because you're a liar. Those books have been broken down. Understanding has been given. It says, "Neither is it beyond the sea that thou shouldest say, who shall go over the sea for us and bring it unto us that we may hear it and do it? But the word is very nigh unto thee, even Slakia, the word is very nigh unto thee in thy mouth and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it." So there is no excuse, man. We have this word. Okay, you brothers and sisters out there who have understanding, who have been called into this thing, man, you have to make your calling and election sure. And you do that by taking heed to the word, by doing what Yahweh Shah commanded you, man. Because he's getting ready to bring heavy, heavy judgment. He's bringing great death and famine. Okay, the brother can go into it. This is serious, man. So, Karabash, you got it out.
Now, before we hit that article, I just want to get that definition of cannibalism or cannibal. And it's on the etymologyonline.com. It says cannibalism, the eating of human flesh by human beings. You eating your neighbor, your childhood friend, your children. It got an example in the scriptures. Lord willing, we get it. Right? A woman eating her child. And look, that's back then. How much more now when women, they celebrate aborting their children. They celebrate not being with their children. So on and so forth. Women really don't care about their children nowadays. So you know how easy it is for a woman to eat her child today? And it says humans that eat human flesh, right? A savage. Americans especially, they always call themselves savage, but they about to go back to it. And ultimately it's going to lead to civil unrest. When you see silver, it says relating to civil law of life, pertaining to internal affairs, right? In other words, related to society, man. When these citizens uproar. So this all about to happen, and we're living in that time. Now we'll get into the article. The first article is on Natural News, and y'all brothers, chime in whenever. It's on Natural News, and you see the title. And I mind you, this from yesterday, July 27, 2022. It says New York Times says the time is now. What it say in Ecclesiastes 3 is a time and place for everything. So they right. When that time cannibalism about to return. When that time that trouble about to return to the earth, that the Lord about to finally rise up and show himself, man. It says New York Times says the time is now to eat people. In addition to ants, crickets, grub worms, termites, and cockroaches. I'll blow it up. So it says the leftists and globalists seem to want nothing more than every American demented, sick, perverted, and murder hungry and cannibalistic. This becomes quite evident as Americans witness mainstream media, right? MSM, like they say, mainstream media now literally pushing for everyone to eat lab-made food. Bill Gates with the Beyond Burgers, and you don't know where the food coming from. And it says, and wait for it. This what else they want you to eat. It says each other. And I mind you, this is New York Times, man. And when Esau ready to do something, he'll start putting it on the news because the plan is already laid out. And it says the New York Times is normalizing cannibalism as they squirm deeper into their rabbit hole after pushing this past spring for the non-communist titled America to eat grubs and bugs. It says, I jump down to this. It says, the joy of cooking insects and people, now a common leftist mentality in America. Maybe, and it was one of these things I was looking at. I have to find it. Damn, come on, man. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I have to find it. The dude was saying, what race y'all think tastes better? White people or black people? So they already trying to decide who they gonna go for. It says, maybe it's CV19 shots that have driven all the leftists to want to be communists, to want to murder human babies and eat barbecue them for meals with some sauteed crickets and deep fried roaches on the side. There's literally an 11-minute video of the joy of eating insects and how we will provide food security. It says, so now it seems that the food, and if a brother can get that account, and I think it's Samuel, when a woman bought her child, Baba Kashai says, so now it seems that the food security of America, with all the skyrocketing inflation and supply chain issues, that eating people and bugs is the only way to survive, man. And we seen it on many movies. We read it in the scriptures. Now it's about to happen in real life, reality. And again, the Lord said these Americans are perfect because they go day in and day out, all day eating. They wake up eating. You see, brunch and then lunch. And then you got to get a snack after, dessert, you know, appetizers. They eat for weddings, funerals, graduations, everything. 7-Eleven hot dogs.
Right.
They eating. So guess what's gonna happen? Corner stores with candy and snacks. Like every nation ain't like that. They ain't just got it like that. So guess what's gonna happen when the Lord take all this away? Y'all better something.
I want to make a point.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh, like you hear something, Zarnala?
No, I had the second king player, brother. That he had called for.
Okay. I was gonna make a point out what you saying, because at work, man, these Babylonians, they eat, man. They eat morning, lunch, breakfast, at lunch, and they be eating even before they leave. I'll be like, damn. So they got the luxury to do that right now, man. I mean, they eat, bro. I'll be like, I'm just taking me a couple of bananas and some peanuts and water to work. They laugh at me like, we don't eat. I'm like, man, I'm cool. And Jake just have to stuff they food with something, they mouth with food, man. At breakfast, lunch, and before we go home. I'm like, damn.
God. Hey, yeah, bro. And the Most High set these people up, man. Y'all have been set up for the okie dokie, man. You are comforted here in Babylon the Great. As the scriptures say, okay, bro, you don't mind that precept real fast, Baba Kashai, I want to throw off your point, brother.
In Isaiah 47?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come.
Yeah, it's one Isaiah 47, Jeremiah and Revelation.
Con, you want the one in Isaiah or?
Well, yeah, Isaiah, and then I grabbed the one that's out of Revelation.
Con. You gotta let them scriptures speak, you know? It's Isaiah 47:7. It says, I'm gonna start at 1 now just to go into the context on who this talking about. Baba Kashab. Isaiah 47:1. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. And that's America. Why I gotta come down? Because it's been lifted up, right? You know, it's been lifted up, living good, sit down, watch, you know, TV shows, popcorn and wine, parties, right? Happy hour. But now it's time to come down. It's time the Lord about to bring this whole society into a confused state. They ain't gonna know what to do. It says, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground, there is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. That lifestyle about to get taken away. Verse 7, you got it out. Thou said, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it.
Right, go ahead.
Verse 8, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures.
Right, thou that art given to pleasures. Pleasures with an S. So they have a multitude of pleasures here in Babylon the Great for you people, man. As the brothers going into, you're eating all the time. There's water all the time. You know, for the most part, you got, you know, essential air conditioner, soap, right? You have deodorants, you have toothpaste. These things are ready and available for you, man. Even bombs have soaps and shampoos and, you know, toothbrushes, man. The homeless, they're living good. Look, bro, the homeless in America live better than most people around the world. These are facts, man.
Salaki.
No, go ahead.
I was about to say they be having cell phones and chargers.
Bro, everything.
All kind of shit.
Bro, everything. Bro, they be living, bro. Real talk. It's just that they got, you know, so they just outside. But they be living. They live better than most people in these other nations, man. Okay? Those people inside of Sri Lanka right now, they'll love to be in America. At least they eat, you know, and drink. You know, they got the Christians, you know, the Christians out there feeding them on the highway, brother. Or the soup kitchens. Right?
Right.
People live good, man. So it's pleasures here in Babylon the Great. Where the Lord said, he says, thou that art given to pleasures. Go ahead, Doc.
It says, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly.
Right, that dwellest carelessly, man. These people don't have a care in the world here in Babylon the Great, man. Right, because they bills on automatic pay. Right? They ain't worried about nothing, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, so-called. But their mindset is changing, you know, slowly changing. But they're doing good, man. Ain't got a care in the world, especially these women, okay? These women don't have a care in the world in Babylon, man. But this lifestyle, as we're going to go into, this lifestyle, this mindset, these comforts, is about to be stripped from you, man, in a major way, to where it's going to affect your whole life. Your whole life is about to be affected, man. And it's going to be brutal. It's going to be nasty, okay? Very nasty, man. To where you people are going to turn on each other and eat each other, man. It's going to go into. Go ahead, Doc.
Con. Oh, I'm going to finish this. It says, verse 8, that dwellest carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
Right. And this is the mindset of these Babylonians, man. Okay, of Esau here in America. I ain't never going down. Who gonna bring me down? No care in the world. And Jake, they feed off their pride, off the ego of Esau, man, because they see the abundance that he has. They see how they're able to, you know, get some Esau crumbs, you know, and live somewhat comfortably. Okay, I went to the black woman's house the other day, man. All right, to turn her gas up, she didn't pay her bill. But her house had marble floors, marble walls, you know what I'm saying, swimming pool, golf, you know, a damn golf cart field in the backyard, you know, living it good. I mean, living good, but she could pay her gas bill though, Lamar. That showed me that you people, man, that y'all are slowly starting to feel it. Y'all slowly starting to feel it, man. Okay? Over there inside of Bel Air. Hey, look, I was in Goopville, man. Turning on these Goops gas for them, because they couldn't pay their gas bill. It's getting hard, bro. If these Goops are struggling to pay their gas bill, look, bro, how much more Jake?
Oh, yeah, come.
And I can see on the computer how long the gas been off, bro. Jake should be off for like a week. 2 weeks sometimes, 2 weeks, but look, Jake don't even try to pay it, man. It's hard out here, bro. So those cares and pleasures are being taken from you people slowly, man, by little and little. Okay, go ahead, brother.
Con, and it says, verse 9, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. And I think the one in Revelation say famine, I believe, or something like that, or lack of food or something. I may be mistaken with another scripture, but it says the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. You got it, bro.
Right. In their perfection, man. So the Heavenly Father get ready to bring All right, a very harsh judgment to you Babylonians, man. And it's gonna be brutal. Okay, bro. Y'all don't know the Most High God Yahweh. You haven't experienced him yet, okay? But his works are known in the scriptures, man, of what he's capable of his mighty power, man. His mighty acts, okay? Open up the earth, man, flooding the earth, casting down fire from the heavens, sending wild beasts, sending, apparitions, man. He can do it all. So you Americans, just get ready, man. Okay, and I'll get this precept here out of your mind, brother.
You got it.
This Revelation 18:7, it says, how much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord power who judged her. Right. So are you right? Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It says famine in here. So famine coming to America, man. Not because we said it, it's right here in the prophecy.
Right.
Famine is coming to Babylon. Look, this is why I love Revelation 18 chapter. It's a beautiful chapter. Because these things are guaranteed right here, man. Revelation 18 is guaranteed to happen. I love it, man.
Straight up.
Hey, look, bro, the Most High God is beautiful, man. America, you gotta pay. Okay, so go ahead, brother.
Con. It says we'll hit this article. We'll have to get that account too.
Okay, I get it for you.
Kind of says we must save the climate. They declare, eat people and bugs. Again, eat people and bugs. It says, that brother GMS get this word. Like he want to play a part back here, play it back in slow motion.
Right, yeah.
It's one of those emphasis, man. You got to make that point. Eat people. This was on New York Times. It's on mainstream media. They talking about this. It says, eat people and bugs, says the environmentalists and academics who believe the only sustainable food system model involves in killing all babies in the womb, then turning them into food and other forms of Beyond Meat. Because that's what this McDonald's shit is and fast food. We don't know what we eat, not. And if it's in the stores, they telling us it's grass-fed beef or whatever. And it's still a mystery how much more when they telling you is coming out the lab. What you think that is? If they barely telling you, we making this shit up. But it said,
you remember that?
Go ahead,
You remember they had one of them burger franchises called a mystery burger?
Man.
Mystery burger, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So let me just saying the point. You don't know what you're eating, man. They eat this crazy, man.
Man. Yeah, what the fuck is this, bro?
Real shit. It says Bill Gates of hell leads the way, not by model, of course. It says in propagating all food to be lab concocted test tube meat. That's what it says. Test tube meat. It says this is the real reason for the food shortages and upcoming economic tsunami. It says the only way the left believes to stop global warming is to eat people and bugs while blocking the sun with chemtrails, while killing babies, while ending all fossil fuel production. So soon we'll all be driving electric cars to work at Soylent Green factories on the dark days when we can't see the sun anymore. And again, I got that pulled up, Soylent Green, and the apostle spoke about this movie a couple of times. Yeah, I kind of hear echo. I can. The apostle spoke about this movie before, and now when it's an old movie, Charlton with Moses in it, Charlton Heston, and it going into it, they was eating this thing called Soylent Green, and come to find out it was people they was eating, and you see the people getting shredded apart to be made into food. And look, just so happened, this the year was supposed to all pop off. People need it in the year 2022, and again, prophecy is speaking, man. It's about to happen. And look, it's already at that level to It could be a famine right now. Who knows what event the Lord gonna have? What catastrophic event the Lord gonna have going on? Esau try to do a false flag situation that can only escalate it even more, which goes to scripture. The Lord gonna speed up the times. But right. So going back to this article, and we'll get that account. On cannibalism in the Bible, it says nothing is new under the sun, and it's a time like never before. But it says New York Times. It says, turns out cannibalism has a time and place. And it goes into how, according to the left, men can get pregnant. The earth is getting so hot, we need to block out the sun. And times are so hard, we need to eat people to survive. Because shows and movies depict demon people eating human flesh. And that might be the ones who took their job. And they might turn into zombies and shit, man. What that was, the CDC or who gave a warning on how to survive a zombie apocalypse or something like that about 2 years ago. That might be the ones who got these shots. But it says somehow the demic and climate change narratives are suddenly fueling the desire for all Americans to eat the kinfolk. And it's the perfect time to get that account because she ate her kinfolk, her child. It says, for all Americans to eat the kinfolk as part of the 3 square meals each day, But y'all brothers got it, whoever got it, and I'll put these articles in the chat so brothers can check them out. Yeah, whoever got it, y'all brothers.
Yeah, I got it for you.
You got it? Okay.
Oh, you got it, Lamar? Go ahead, brother. You got it. Right?
Okay, I got it. You want me to start at? You want me to start at? Right?
24.
24. Okay. This is 2 Kings 6 and verse 24. And it reads, and it shall come to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his host and went up to besiege Samaria. Verse 25, and there was a great scandal in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass head was sold for 4 pieces of silver, and for four part of a calf of dung for 5 pieces of silver.
Right. So it got bad to where people were spending, actual real money on the skull of a donkey, bro. There's no meat on the skull of a donkey. And then people, eating, birds poop. It got real. Yo, Mike muted out.
I said, then there's an unlawful animal they was eating,
Right.
unclean. But tell you, they ain't care. They threw the law out the window at this time.
Yeah. They were hungry. They were hungry, man. It's real, bro. They shut the city off to where no food came in, to where there was no water, there was no nothing. Then the people got desperate, man. You think it's gonna be birds downtown in Houston, Texas when this thing go down? Nope. No water inside them sewages. All that's gonna be gone, guaranteed. Quick work, man. But go ahead, Doc.
And that was a lot of money for that ass head. That was like 80 pieces of silver, man. That's a lot. Damn. Verse 26, back in 2 Kings 6, verse 26. And as the king of Israel was passing by up on the wall, there cried a woman, saying, help me, Lord, O king. Verse 27. And he said, if the Lord do not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn flow, it's like out of the barn flow, or out of the press, the wine press. Verse 28.
If I can add, think about that though. You see? Now you got this woman, she crying to the king. And once, look, King, I need help. One, he started with, look, if the Lord don't help you, what you want me to do? That's the times we coming into. If you ain't into that covering of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, that thou is over. It says slay utterly old and young. The Lord ain't gonna show no mercy in this time. This is the time for mercy right now. You see? But the point is, if you ain't got the Lord on your side, then who else you expect to help you? The only way you're gonna get help is going to female in that MOTB, that's it.
Right.
But then you gotta get judged by the Lord at the end. So it's a lose-lose situation. But over here, at least we got an opportunity of getting saved or helped in these times. The Lord said his servants go eat. We have examples of men multiplying food with ease. You know, but again, this is for, as the scripture say, we probably got like 3 weeks ago. This is all these things are made for the wicked. You know, but you got it out. You continue.
But the point, I want to make a point on that too. That's also gonna happen in these times when Phantom of the Word hit too. You're gonna be looking for answers, man. You know, and you know, that's why the scripture say, "Seek the Lord while he is near, or he may be found through his prophets." So yeah, they're gonna happen too, man. The Phantom Word, they're gonna be looking for answers, looking for the prophets, like, you know, because everything started manifesting what we was talking about, which is prophecy, man.
Mm-hmm.
But back in 2 Kings 6 and verse 8:28. And he say, and the king said unto her, what
aileth thee?
What aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto him, to me, give thy son, and we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow.
Right. Now think of that desperation first. Even the woman who asked her that, she had the audacity to go ask another woman, hey, let's eat your child today and tomorrow we'll eat mine. Although we go find out she was bullshitting, but she wanted to eat a child though. That's what it came to. Again. Oh, I forgot I gotta share my. This is what it's coming to, man. Hold on, let me see. But look, the king said, how you want me to help you out the barn float? You want me to go get some wine? But I ain't got nothing. And it says, and the king said unto her, what aileth thee? What's wrong with you? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. Again, think of the desperation that people got to be in to even consider this. Right? But you got to, Lamont.
Okay, verse 29. So we bore my son and did eat him. And he said unto her the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she had hid her son. And it came to pass when the king heard the words of the woman that he had rent his clothes, and he passed upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh.
Kind of, you can read 29 again. Baba
Yeah,
Kashab.
hey, I it's an echo when the brother read.
Kind, y'all here too.
So yeah, it's an echo.
Kind, I'll read it then. I'll read it. But chime in whenever, Lamar. Or you could try to tap out and I'll tap it back in. Kind. Yeah, I read it out, but you got it. This 2 Kings 6, and I start at 27. And he talking about the king, and he said, if the Lord doeth not help thee, when shall I help thee? When shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the wine press? And the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and didn't eat him. Now think about when you boil something that's not in the microwave, like that take time.
Right.
She was probably stirring her son up about just it take time for the water to even get hot. So that's extra time to consider what you about to do. You see? Come on, she boiled her son. I said, so we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she hid her son. Now look, She was willing to share her flesh and blood, her creation, as they would say, with a stranger. Because she ain't say my sister said this, or she ain't give the name of the person. She didn't even know. It was a complete stranger. As long as I could get your son tomorrow. But again, this is what it's coming to, man. Y'all brothers got it.
Con. Yeah, bro. That's for you to get in that mindset, that means that all mercy and desperation has like just left, like you just saying, fuck it, bro. I'm gonna eat my kids. But them doing that was a curse in the law that would happen unto our people for being disobedient, man. And that same curse don't apply in these times, man. I'll get it here inside Leviticus. This is Leviticus chapter 26. And I'll start at verse 27. It says, and if you will not for all this hearken unto me, but walk contrary unto me, then I will walk contrary unto you also in fury. And I will, and I, even I, will chastise you 7 times for your sins. And ye shall eat the flesh of your own sons, and the flesh of your daughters shall ye eat. And I will destroy your high places, and cut down your images, and cast your carcasses upon the carcasses of your idols, and my soul shall abhor you. So the Most High God had this curse prepared for Jake, man, to make them eat their sons and daughters, and to kill them in their whorehouses, man. He said, I'm gonna destroy you in your high places, cut down your images, cast your carcasses upon your idols. Jake in the church house, man. Most I don't get all you people, okay? That pastor got robbed. He got robbed. That's a nigga, man. But that's nothing, bro. Time is coming to where a lot of people are gonna die by the thousand, man. Not because I said so. I'm quoting the scriptures, man. It says great death inside of 2 Corinthians 16. Great mournings. Okay? Jake is gonna learn the hard way. All right, go ahead, Doc.
Con, you got some, Lamar? Okay, Con. Well, shit, we'll hit this next one, and we'll kind of run through them if y'all brothers, got something. But it's from United Nations themselves, and it was from last month on the 24th, and it says Secretary General warns of unprecedented global hunger crisis with 276 million facing food insecurity. And again, this not knowing where your meal coming from. It says calling for export recovery and debt relief. So it says following is the text of the UN Security General Antonio Guterres video message to the ministerial conference titled Response to the Multiple Challenges to Global Food Security. Hold on, I think I hear echo. All right. It says global food security. I thank Germany for convening this meeting and Chancellor Olaf Scholz as a champion of the global crisis response group on food, energy, and finance. It says we face unprecedented global hunger crisis. The war in Ukraine has compounded problems that have been brewing for years. Climate disruption, CV-19 demic, the deeply unequal recovery. This was already apparent when I visited the Sahel region in Africa last month. Leaders warned me that unless we act now, a dangerous situation could turn into a catastrophe. The Horn of Africa is also suffering the worst drought in decades. And I jump down. It says, as according to the World Food Program, WFP, in the past 2 years, the number of severe food insecure people around the world has more than doubled to 276 million. There is a real risk that multiple famines will be declared in 2022. Salt and green people needed in 2022, right? It says there is a real risk that multiple famines will be declared in 2022, and it's the thing. In 2023, could be even worse. Even worse. And that's another article Apostle Hall went into the other day. Another person said, hey, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, right? And this we'll get into a lot. One from Zero Hedge. It says 2023 will be a year from hell, man. So all these people saying the same thing, which they backing up the scriptures because the scriptures say it's gonna get worse as the times go on, like a woman in travail. But I'll finish this, and if y'all got some, got it. If not, we can hit the next one. But it says in 2023 could be even worse. The main cost to farmers are fertilizers and energy. Fertilizer prices have risen by more than half in the past year. Let's see. Hold on. It says fertilizer prices have risen by more than a half in the past year, and energy prices by more than 2/3. All harvests will be hit. All harvests will be hit, including rice and corn. That's that prophecy in Ezekiel with the rice and the corn. It says including rice and corn, affecting billions of people across Asia, Africa, and the Americas. This year's food access issues could become next year's global food shortage. No country will be immune to the social and economic repercussions of such a catastrophe, man. And again, this the times we're coming into. There was another video. This woman was saying that she was speaking of farmers, and I ain't got it queued up. You know, I try to have to find it, but she was saying how she was speaking of farmers, and the farmers was saying what's in the stores right now. That was last year's harvest, and we see what's in the stores right now ain't really nothing. The shelves bare, and again, that's last year's harvest. He said what they harvested this year, it ain't nothing. So what you think will be in the stores in 2023? Nothing, man. What's in the stores now is last year's harvest. They ain't been getting nothing. You see, y'all brothers got something?
Right, brother. You don't mind reading that last sentence again, and then I'll get a precept.
It says this year's food access issues could become next year's global food shortage. No country will be immune to the social and economic repercussions of such a catastrophe.
Right. And this is Isaiah 47, or back in Isaiah 47, going to verse 11, it says, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. And most people aren't aware of what's happening on a global scale, man. People so caught up, with social media, right? These TikTok videos, turning up all this vanity, of watching P-Valley. They're not in tune with what's really going on in the planet Earth, man. The Most High God is going to suddenly bring judgment to the world, but especially Babylon the Great, man. It's going to be a deadly, deadly situation. And as the brother said earlier, the scripture said also, if you're not covered with the covering of Yahweh Shah, it's going to be bad for you, man. Your only option will either be death or take the MOTB. Our Lord promised that great death is coming, man. He's not joking. He's going to do it. Right. By way of famine and plagues. Okay, this MP, that Edomite who was crying that he had the MP, he looked nasty, man. He looked nasty, bro. All on his mouth, But that's a small thing, man. Wait till those plagues are amplified to where your limbs are falling off. Your skin just deteriorating. People that's they're pulling their skin off, walking and pulling their skin off. Tongue swelling up, okay, eyes that's bleeding blood. And Esau will say, look, I ain't got no vaccine.
Hey, check this out, Doc. Just the back, you got it. Again, look at the picture they use. Everything's symbolism, right? In this article, New York Times says the time is now to eat people. But look what they use. What you saying? This is what it's gonna come to. They use the zombie apocalypse to go into to illustrate the article, right?
Right.
Yeah.
People go themselves apart. You got it though, bro.
I will tell you to share your screen, brother.
Oh shit, damn, my bad. I thought my shit was shared. Here you go. Check it out. Again, this is the article we started with for brothers and sisters who may have just came in. But it's from yesterday, Wednesday, July 27, 2022. It's from New York Times. This is mainstream media. It says, New York Times says the time is now to eat people. And again, the brother said it's going to come to a time where these people just going to be ripping their skin off. Who knows from the juice they took? But look at the picture they used to illustrate the article. It looked like they got the MPI. That's how the dude look. You feel me? But again, why would they use this picture out of every picture you could use for the article? Why this one on there? What they trying to say? And then again, the CDC, I think it was who put out how to survive a zombie apocalypse. Again, we come into a time like never before, so who knows? But you got it, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, all we know is what the Lord said. Okay, how it's gonna play out? It's gonna be on the Most High, and the Most High gonna get graphic. It's gonna get very graphic.
Man.
Oh man, you're gonna know. Okay, you're gonna know that there's a God doing this, because things that seem impossible is gonna be happening. Strange things happening, man. People are already seeing different signs in the heavens, right? Seeing chariots, seeing sounds and colors, things that's happening. They can't explain it. Okay, Esau was those Edomites was filming like 2 or 3 chariots. That was bugging out, bro. I mean, that was bugging me, screaming in the camera. That was screaming because they don't understand it. Now, granted, they might think oh, it's some aliens. Those aliens coming down. No.
Mm-hmm.
Them are angels, man. And they got their eyes on Babylon. They've been watching this place for centuries. All that wickedness, all the lewdness, all the the damn decadence, they have been taken account. And when the Most High God gives them the okay to just go ahead and bring the judgment, it's going to be nasty, man. And you can't be emotional when it happens because, as Apostle Hart said, you're going to see some of your family members get wiped out, man. By diseases, by famine. And you're going to have to keep it pushing, man. We pray the Most High God protect us, all right? We're praying for protection, man. So I want to go done it all without, right? As Peter was saying. It's going to be bad, bro. But this is why we're fighting and doing this work in hope to make our calling and election sure, man. To be protected, man. Come, you got it, brother.
Con, you got some Lamar?
Con.
You got it out.
I want to bring 2nd Ezra 16 and 21. It reads, "Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they will think themselves to be in good case."
Hey, Salaki, forgive me, you can make your point, but can you start at 18? But you got it, bro. You got it, Salaki.
No, I started at 18. Salaki, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. 2nd Ezra 16. I'm gonna start at verse 18. We say, "The beginning of sorrows and the great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come?" You want to break it down?
You can keep going out. It speak for itself, But I want you to make your point too, But you got it.
It say, "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scorn for a mimic."
Scourges for a mimic. In other words, the Lord is sending these things for the people's correction. This is the punishment. This is the judgment, right? This is what it boils down to: famine, plague, tribulation, newly created creatures, and Esau coming in like a flood, robot dogs. All these things about to happen at once. Apparitions and darkness. Again, cannibalism, all these pandemic. All these pandemic movies we see, not pandemic, but apocalyptic movies we see, The Road, Book of Eli, what else? The Purge, and Final Destination. That's all Jacob's Trouble put into one. All these things gonna be happening at once, man. You can't escape that, but y'all brothers got it.
back in 2nd Ezra 16 and 20, he say, but for all these things, they should not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scoring.
Man, now look at that. The
Behold,
Lord gonna bring
victual,
all them plagues. Slocky, bro. The Lord gonna bring all them plagues, and people still not gonna be repenting, bro. After all that, niggas still gonna be being niggas, you know. So the Most High God gonna have to bring the ultimate plague. And as you read on, it gonna say it. It's gonna be them missiles, man. Gonna have to just wipe niggas out, bro. And when I say niggas, I ain't talking about just Jay. I'm talking about all you heathen nations are a bunch of niggas, man.
Right.
Go ahead, dog.
Back in 2nd Ezra 16 and 21, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And as the brother brought out it was Isaiah chapter 47, when they go into how these Babylonians give into pleasures, man. That's how they be given to pleasures. What's what the scriptures say? They say, and even evil go upon earth with sword, famine, and great confusions, man. And just like you say, man, I think about Venezuela when they first went into hyperinflation. You know, they probably were just like that. They probably thought they was in good shape. You know, we can go buy a loaf of bread for $2, and all of a sudden, they hyperinflation here in Venezuela. They got a loaf of bread probably like $200. I'm just speaking on it, you know. And that's how you're gonna come here, man. These folks who can go and get a bottle of water for $1 or $2, man. When hyperinflation really hit this place and the phantom, oh man, they gonna get crazy out here, man. You hear me out?
Con. Right. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Can you read on that, Doc?
Okay, so I'm gonna read verse 22. I'm gonna end on 22. 2nd Ezra 16 and 22. And it say, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish and famine. The other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So,
right. Many people die by famine. Yeah, man. Many people won't die by famine, bro. And who the famine don't take out, okay, those who, you know, are become cannibalists, the sword won't have to get them. So,
for you out.
Right, yeah, go ahead. You got it, brother.
This Lamentations 4. And I start at 8. It says, their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick. Nobody gonna be eating like that. It says, this the point. And you got it out. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for the want of the field. That's the one you wanted out?
What's that?
Lamentations 4 and 9.
No. I was saying by the sword, the missiles. The brother had read inside of 2nd Ezra 16 and 22. But this is a beautiful one, though. That's a good one too. But the sword that's talking about there is like being like stabbed with a sword, like a gun or something. But inside of 2nd Ezra 16, the brother read, it says, those who escape the famine, the sword going to destroy them. Ultimately, that's the missiles, man. Those nukes gonna have to take these people out.
Yep.
That's gonna be the last real, you know what I'm saying, last plague, all right, that's gonna hit the earth, man. That fire, as it tells you inside of Zechariah 14 and 12. You got it out.
Con, you got something, Lamar? Con, we could probably start winding down, but I read this right here. This from Natural News. And again, these things gonna lead to I get this here in a few. Uproars and civil wars, unrest. But this one goes into the cattle. The herds risk due to intense heat and dry conditions. And that's 2nd Ezra 15. You know, the famine, uproars. But it says, I read a little bit. It says extreme weather we are told, is responsible for failing crops all throughout the South, the West, and Midwest, and at the worst possible time for an already fragile and a failing food system. So it's only going to be made worse. It says, according to reports, lack of rain coupled with very high days is killing off corn and soy crops in places like Tennessee, Texas, Kansas, and Oklahoma. Those crops, and this is the main places who supply this to America. It says those crops feed not only humans, but also animals, which spells potential feed shortages in the future. So that's something that's coming. I'll put in the chat. Brothers want it. Check it out. But I get this one. So this from about a month ago. About a month ago, and this from insider.com. It says Russia is disrupting food prices and worldwide, and it could cause civil unrest. It's happened before. And I just try to get to the point. It says, together, Ukraine and Russia produce nearly a third of the world's wheat, 19% of the world's corn, and 80% of its sunflower oil supply. It says the crisis in these countries means the world food supply chain will take a major hit, putting more people at risk of starvation throughout the globe. I would almost say that no country, again, I will almost say that no country is going to be immune from this kind of trifecta in political risk. This is the second article that said that nobody ain't going to escape this, man. It says pandemic hangover, rising prices, and pressure on living standards. Tina Foreman, a global political analyst, told Insider. It says hunger has driven rebellions in very recent history. Can a brother get that second Esdras 15 real quick, Baba Kashaf? But it says hunger has driven rebellions in very recent history. Two events, recent history renews scholastic interest in the relationship between food prices and political instability. A food crisis in 2007 and 2008 due to weather shocks and trade restrictions to the food market triggered riots in countries like Haiti, Bangladesh, and Mozambique. Food scarcity also played a large role in Arab Spring, a series of anti-government protests in the Middle East. So you see what a lack of food leads to? People revolting against each other, against family, or against the government. It says a series of anti-government protests in the Middle East in the early 2010s after international food prices shot up, unemployment rose, and frustration with corrupt political systems peaked. Are we not living in those times where all this stuff is happening again? But now in America, and now you don't know if Biden, if it's really him or it's a deep fake now. Like, you see? It says, and one of the driving forces behind Arab Springs, experts say, was the high cost of food, shrinking farmlands, bad weather, and poor water distribution contributed to high prices and a result of anti-government as an anti-government sentiment, man. You know, if brothers want to grab that second Esdras 15, we can hop into it. And y'all got anything, whatever y'all got.
Right. Oh, we want to start it out.
The woe to the world. Shit, really?
Okay.
You can start up when it goes into the failing crop. Since we just read it, it's gonna roll right into it.
Okay. This is second Esdras chapter 15. I start at verse 10. It says, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I would not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." And I'll go ahead and break it down. Y'all start over again. It says, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt."
Right. And what's the Egypt is talking about? They ain't talking about the ancient Egypt. It's talking about that Revelation 11 and 8 Egypt, man. Babylon the Great. That spiritual Egypt. You got it, bro.
"But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof."
So like again, we seeing it being smitten with plagues, And we're in the beginning stages of the land being destroyed. The ultimate destruction is going to come by those missiles that the brother was talking about not too long ago. The ancient Egypt ain't get utterly destroyed, so it says it's here in America. But we're going to read some of these plagues that's going to come. And again, we in that time. Even the article said right here. What it say? The time is now. The time is now. We're in that time. You got it, bro.